are now listening to the A2J2 podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the A2J2 podcast, a podcast that doesn't know when we're going to release our next episode, as you can clearly tell by our scattered releases. But we don't want to let it die. We've just been very busy. Austin's work schedule sucked. I've been injured, which hasn't been fun, and it's been a little bit hectic. But we were definitely not going to miss out on another edition of Mascotology. As you can see tonight, we do have A2J2 here, but our original other J, Jordan, is not here. He is having to fix some burst pipes because that's the life of a plumber. Nice. But we didn't want to miss out on this before we get too deep into the NCAA tournament, even though whatever happens in the tournament doesn't really matter here because this is a completely different game. Right now, it is Thursday night at 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So some of these games have been played, and even more will be played by the time that our viewers who are still riding with us watch this. But like I said, it doesn't matter. So before we get started, do any of you other three have anything to say?
I came in hot and ready for last year, and I was ready to fight, ready to argue. I've had a pretty rough day today, and trying to get this whole setup also was not the most fun thing. So I'm ready to argue. I'm ready to fight my case.
He's just ready to fight somebody.
Yeah.
I'm one time of getting angry away of crossing a line, and that's all I need to say.
I'm probably like 1 inch away from screaming and like having to like bleep a lot of things in this podcast. So I'm gonna keep in mind that I am the one editing. So you know, but I'm ready to fight, and if nobody's on my side with some of the choices that I make, I mean I will argue until it's 10 o'clock at night tonight if I have to. So.
He's going to filibuster. Austin,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want you to cross a line that cannot be uncrossed.
I mean, it might have a good ring to it,
Yeah,
though.
I might have to
Well,
avoid that.
Hey, Andrew.
I'm just excited to see these two guys fight. I hope they're on opposing sides every step of the way. I'd love to see it.
me and Austin usually are on the same page, but if he crosses me tonight, it's done. That's all I gotta say.
Hands. It's hands.
I'm ready. I'm flying to him.
I'm
All right,
flying to
well,
him.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see in the upper left portion of our official A2J2 bracket, we have the Yukon Huskies against the Stetson Hatters. And as I said before we started recording, Hatters are dumb. That's a dumb name. And just because you wear a hat doesn't mean that you're going to win. So I'm going to go with the very good dogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Huskies here. In the UFC, nobody's wearing hats.
Exactly.
Next.
Yeah, I think this one's a
It's-
no-brainer. So
Clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
It's clean.
Easy
sweep.
money.
Never seen a guy in a fight win if he's wearing a hat. Just doesn't happen.
Very true. Got to take it off before you fight.
You gotta take it off.
So next we have an owl against a wildcat. And I think that's pretty cut and dry too. I think a wildcat's probably going to eat an owl.
Here's the problem.
well, what if it's
man.
like a wild small cat?
It's
I
still going
put
to eat
my
a
money on
bird.
cat. Have you ever seen
My-
a cat kill a bird?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was going
Owls
to say
are-
my
owls are
cat
kinda
would
big.
kill a bird.
All I'm saying
But-
is owls do have like the talons,
Owls are
and they're
deadly.
nocturnal. You know what I'm saying? So like the
Cats
cat's gonna
can
go
see
to
in the
sleep.
dark, too.
It's ready to go. All I'm saying is, I think the owl would put up a pretty good fight. I think the owl.
I don't think
I think the owl's
I'm
putting
not-
up a big fight. But there again, I gotta remember last year we put these animals in an octagon. Okay, they were like we put these mascots in an octagon, so you can't use the fight of the owl can just fly away. Doesn't work like that. It's a cage match, no holds barred here. But I'm going with the owl. I think it's going to put up a better fight than what you guys are expecting it to. It's going to swoop in. It's going to take a couple of shots out on that cat. The cat's going to be looking around, not knowing where the heck it's, getting attacked from. I'm going owl.
I'm going cat, just because cat versus dog next round just sounds like a historic matchup.
It does.
It's an all-time March Madness matchup.
I mean,
And
that's a terrible decision, but
have you ever looked at an owl's legs?
Yeah.
Have you looked at an owl's?
Yeah, you can like
talons, though?
extend them. They're just like short
Have
little
you-
like.
Have you seen an owl do the 360 thing with its head? What are you
It
talking
doesn't matter
about?
when you're in a cage. What do you need to see what's behind you? You're in a cage. If you're
It's
up
gonna
against the
wait.
wall,
It's gonna
getting
wait out the cat. Have you been around
this
a
is
cat?
3v1.
Have
Why
you
are we
been-
even having this
have you
conversation?
been
The
around a
next,
cat?
the next,
A cat
the next
falls
argument
asleep.
is so much better.
Listen,
The
a
next
cat-
argument is so much better. Next,
A
just
cat-
have the next argument
just
with
listen
me.
to me. Just
It's
listen to me
literally
for
a dragon.
Give me 2
There's a
seconds. Give
dragon
me
in
2
the next one.
seconds.
Just
Give
let's
me
go
2
down to the
seconds.
dragon.
A cat falls asleep 24/7. That's all a cat does. And guess what? The owl's nocturnal, son. It's waiting. All it wants is that dang thing to fall asleep. Boom.
You know what the
You know
cat's
what?
gonna say?
You know
He's
what?
gonna say, "How many licks till I get to the center of that guy?" That's what's gonna happen.
It's asleep the whole night. Watch the language.
Yeah, no, the
Let that be
owl's
the
sleeping.
last time you cuss at me on this podcast.
If he's wise, he better not be in that dang cage. That's what I'm gonna say.
You know what? Just for argument's sake, I'm gonna switch sides. I'm gonna let the owl move on.
I'm telling you. 2v2. Andrew, what's your pick?
I don't know. I went owls with you.
Boom.
I'm owls all day.
3v1. Get out of here. Move the cat out. The cat's going to go to sleep. Cat v cat or cat v lion, different story. Different
It's
story.
gonna be a
totally.
long night.
Yeah, different story. Totally. Next one.
All right. So next we have an Aztec against a Blazer, and a Blazer is a dragon.
I think I'm going dragon on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
dragon.
I made a really good argument for the Aztecs last year. I really did. But if nobody's on my side with the Aztec, I'll move the dragon on.
Okay. On goes the dragon. That's
The
gonna be a tough
Aztecs-
one to beat.
Aztecs were good guys. Well,
They were, and now if they were
I
going
mean,
against,
hey,
like,
wait. I mean, Aztecs were in history. Do you see any dragons around here now?
I mean, I have watched Game of Thrones, and there
but
are.
do you see
dragons
any
in it.
Aztecs around? Listen, if the Aztecs couldn't survive the Spanish, I don't think that they can survive a dragon.
Fair. I'm
I
giving
had
the
jokes.
history
We're gonna leave
teacher
him
that
alone.
one. I'm giving the
We're gonna leave
history
it
teacher
alone.
that one. I'm moving on. Next round.
All right, so now we have a tiger and a bulldog, and obviously a tiger is going to trounce a bulldog.
All day.
And then,
That's an easy one.
yeah, it is. And then we have another big cat with a cougar going against the Dukes. And whether or not, like James Madison is the Dukes, and we'll talk about them here in a bit. And their mascot is a dog. But like
I
even
like
if you're
to
talking
think of
about
them.
do what?
I like to think of them as the Dukes of Hazzard, though. Like it's just a 1969 orange Charger, and it's just like ripping away from the cops.
It's just like a
That's
redneck,
fair. I mean, it can
basically.
be the Duke. It's
Yeah.
still a big cat though, and the big cat's gonna murder a redneck or
Well,
like
I'll
real
take it easy
real
if we're
question.
talking-
Oh,
Go ahead, Austin,
oh.
please.
is it a Mormon cat?
like is it polygamous? Is that what you're
How
asking?
many
me?
wives does the cat have? I think is
I
what
need to
I'm
know.
trying to get
That
to the
really
bottom
changes
of.
my answer here.
Does the cat
Uh,
or no? That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of right now.
I guess since it's it's BYU.
It's $50 a shake. $50 a shake.
We're off track here. We're off track. The Dukes. I gotta cut that. I gotta cut this.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay. All right.
Jesus.
All
The shake one got my own joke got me.
All right.
Let's just move the Cougars on. I mean, it's a
Move
big
the-
cat.
Yeah, move the Cougars on. I was gonna make a. The rednecks could probably shoot him, but we'll move him on.
It's a lowercase Cougars. Everything else I've done capital.
Oh, yeah.
Move him on.
All right, so now we have the Fighting Illini against some Eagles.
Now, what
Uh,
was the Illini again? We talked about
It's a-
this.
Native American.
Yeah, it's like a Native American. I think the Native Americans are going to handle an eagle.
Here's the problem in my mind right here. I think that the Native Americans are going to have a moral quandary.
That's
to kill
fair.
This eagle. I think they're gonna
No.
have a moral quandary.
The Illini do not have morals. They don't know what the word no means.
Is that true, James?
Well, I know. All I know is Chicago is in Illinois, and Patrick Kane played for the Blackhawks, so they might not have
No.
any more.
Move him on.
My joke
Move
went
him
right
on.
over your.
Move
It
him
went
on.
right over your head.
It's fine.
Oh,
Just
no.
move him on. I can't do this right now. Just move him on.
I made the same joke, but it didn't work.
Just move him on. You got to really dumb jokes down for me, or else I'm not gonna pick up on it.
Okay, we have another bulldog against another big cat, so I guess we got to have the big cat
Big
Yeah.
for the sake of
Big cat.
consistency.
Yeah.
And then we have a cyclone against a friggin' rabbit, and I think a rabbit is going to be majorly screwed against a cyclone.
Well, yeah, go ahead, move it on. I'm trying to continue. I have to stop thinking about it in context of this can happen anywhere in the world, like home playing field, stuff like that.
He can't burrow. He can't burrow.
That's exactly what my thought was burrow in the ground.
He's in it.
Cyclones
Yeah.
ground.
All right, so now we have the Tar Heels against the Seahawks. Now the Tar Heels, that has some historical context where like the Carolina military like wouldn't back down off their ground. So you have basically like a 18th century military man against a Seahawk.
I thought it was just a ram.
Well, I mean that's their mascot is a ram, but like
Was that
the
not
Tar
what
Heel
we're doing
name.
here? Is Mascotology?
Well, yeah,
I think
but
you just want to move this team on because you're a UNC fan. I think let's just get to the point here. I think you're trying to make a better case for UNC right now, and I hate UNC, so I'm not okay with that.
Year, Jared, we said that it wasn't an elephant for Alabama, despite the fact that it was their mascot because their name is the Crimson Tide, and we went with a wave. So, do we want to be consistent or do we want to be pedantic?
It's a new year, new me.
I think a little bit of both.
New
I like
year,
being pedantic
new me.
personally. Stand up really fast, James. Stand up real fast for me. Go ahead. Exactly. And that right there is part of the problem. That right there is part of the problem. Because this guy's going to want to move him on every round.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
no,
they
I'm
can
not.
beat
Because
a cyclone.
They're
No,
not
they
stopping
can't.
it. They're not stopping a
even
Spartan.
They're not even going to get out of the second round because they're going to have to face a friggin' Spartan in the next round.
Move them
I'm just
on
moving
just
them
for
on because
James.
a Seahawk
for
isn't even
James.
a Seahawk isn't even. What is it? A seagull? All they want to do is eat your French fries.
No,
You
it's
only get a
hawk that's
capital.
at the
You only
sea.
get a capital start. That's
That's
it.
fine. Tar Heels move on. Spartans beat the Bulldogs because they're a bunch of savages, and Leonidas is kicking the Bulldog into a pit of doom. All right, so then we
Bit
have
violent.
the St. Mary's. This one's a little bit confusing. I don't know what to really think about this one because it's a Gaelic person, somebody from Ireland, against an antelope. This has got to be the most boring matchup in this round.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Gaelic can go hands-on, and the antelope not really going to be able to go hands-on, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm giving person over the animal here, just personally.
It's not
There's
even
some
like an
struggling
antelope.
over here.
Yeah,
Well, no, it's
what's
gonna-
happening on the bracket side of things?
It's like
Yep.
it keeps turning the line white. It was doing that to me whenever I was making this. You might just have to leave it. I had to fill it in, so whatever.
I'll fill it in the meantime, just talk for a second.
So I personally, first of all, like an antelope isn't exactly a vicious animal.
Nah.
And a Gaelic person, depending on how much whiskey they've drank, they might be a little bit vicious.
I think
So-
that's a really hurtful stereotype, and I agree.
Well, if you look at my
And
ancestry,
I agree.
if you look at my ancestry DNA, you'll see that there is some Irish in there. So
I think moving
I'm
on.
allowed to say that.
Again, like
Yeah.
I said, I think person versus person versus an animal. I think it's got it.
Yeah. All right. So then we have the Crimson Tide against a cougar, and I don't think are we going? It doesn't matter either way. But are we arguing elephant? Or are we arguing a big red wave?
Well, we went with the Tar Heels as not
Okay,
their
so it's
actual
a wave.
mascot. Sure.
It's a wave. All right. Well, either way, they're going to win. But
Yeah.
so Bama moves
I
on.
feel like this is what happened last year though, is where we get into this mode of like it's just natural disaster versus natural disaster.
I mean,
No,
if it's in a cage
no,
and
listen,
the
I'm
cage
prepared-
just
I'm
fills up
prepared.
with water, the cat's gonna die.
Right. And
Cats
if-
don't
if-
like water.
If the
I'm
cat
prepared
is
to
sitting in a
argue-
cage and a cyclone comes through, the cat's going to get swept up by the cyclone. That's
Right.
all I'm getting at here.
All right. So now we have a tiger versus a lobo, which is a wolf. So now this is like a cat versus dog to the next degree.
Both of those are cats, first and foremost. Let's just be
A
honest.
lobo is a wolf.
It's cat.
That's a
based.
dog. Well, a wolf is an ancestor of a dog.
Does the wolf have
But-
ears that are like this?
Mhm.
It's a
I-
cat.
there are dogs that have ears like that.
I won't hear it.
Well, either way, I think a tiger.
Are we going tigers here? I
Yeah,
think.
I think we got
Yeah.
tigers for sure.
I don't know where the argument's coming from him, though.
There's really no argument at the end of this.
He's just making nonsense at this point.
Yeah,
but
I'm just being nonsensical and hard to deal
All
with.
right,
no,
Jared.
the freaking Colgate Raiders, they're back.
they're back. Jared, go ahead.
Toothpaste.
I'm gonna
Who
let
are
you
they
start.
versing? Who are they versing?
The Baylor
Bears.
Bears.
Are you guys kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's an easy. I'm not even gonna argue that point. Move them on. The Bear? Are you
Bears.
kidding me? Look, I play Red Dead Redemption 2 all the time. Guess what? You're walking around with a big shotgun. Boom. Dead bear. Who cares? Moving on. Raiders are more savage than Cowboys are. Where's the bridge that I need to sell you? It's done. Move
This
them
is
on.
this is a little bit of vindication because last year all three of you, me and Jordan, went with the South American cowboy over a bear, and you all disagreed with us. But now that it's the Colgate Raider, I'm all for it.
I just said
Right.
a Raider more savage and better than a Cowboy. So what do you? I mean,
I still think that the Gauchos got screwed last year, but it's
think
fine.
you're holding on to personal things that need to be left in the past.
I think that I'm the only one who remembers that actual argument, but it's fine. Now we have the Dayton Flyers against the Nevada Wolfpack, and I think a Wolfpack. What is is it just like the Wright brothers?
I would like to say that it's unfair that they get the whole pack.
My
Yeah,
question,
it is.
Yeah. I was gonna say my question was: is it a singular wolf or like how many are in the pack?
No, they're called the wolf
Well,
pack.
But a
so they
pack
get
Well,
would
a whole
be
but-
two,
but-
correct?
But technically, like the Lobos and the Tigers, that would imply multiple. You know what I mean?
Sure. But
So
my
so
wolf pack is how many wolves?
I mean, it depends on the pack, but either way, I think they're going to take out the friggin' Wright brothers.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah, easy. Teeth wins that matchup. The 49ers are gonna whine. I don't care.
They are.
So
Are you just
Wildcat.
gonna
I'm moving them on just because they got 49ers in the name. That's petty, and I don't care. Well, let's move on to the next card.
Yeah, what are you going to have the old prospector from Toy Story 2 beat a Wildcat? No, piss on you. On go the Wildcats.
But he's wearing new Levi jeans. I don't care. Dead.
Yep. All right, so this one's interesting. The Houston Cougars and the Longwood Lancers, and this is like somebody who jousts, like jousting with a lance. Like their
Also-
logo is a horse with a lance.
Also, I have a really funny statistic about this.
Mm-hmm.
So far, just got to point this out. In every tournament since 2021, a top 2 seed is lost in the first round to a team with a phallic or euphemistic name, such as in 2021, Oral Roberts defeated Ohio State. 2022, St. Peter's defeated Kentucky. In 2023, Fairleigh Dickinson defeated Purdue. So I think we just got to move Longwood on here.
I think that's a good stat. I think
I
that's
think
a fair
I
stat.
agree. I agree.
I for one won't argue with statistics.
I won't
Yeah.
either. The Lancers move on. Who doesn't want a good Longwood story? Then we have the most boring matchup of the first round: a Nebraska Cornhusker, somebody who is farming corn, against a Texas A&M Aggie, which is literally like a farmer. So we have two farmers here. And personally,
I would like to see it as like a farm off. Like they took this. This is the one we have where they're just like, who makes more? Look it up. GDP of the state of Texas versus Nebraska farming statistics. That's who's winning this. That's who's winning this.
My thing
I'm looking it up right now.
My thing is, I think it's harder to be a farmer in Texas than it is in Nebraska. I think that the farmer in Texas is going to have known adversity. It's going to know hardship. It's going to know like how to battle like 130-degree heat and how to keep its crops alive. All the Nebraska boy know is grow corn and weather nice. Okay?
no, it's Texas, and it's Texas by a long shot.
Yeah, I think Texas all day. I think as a farmer, like Texas
Okay, wait.
is the guy.
I just looked it up. It's Texas by a long shot.
25.7 billion to 24.7 billion in GDP created due to farming and agriculture. That is not that far apart. And also Nebraska has the lead. So what are you talking about?
He's using
What did
Nebraska
Nebraska
literally
he's using
reading a
asterisk.
number to read a number here. That number 25.7 is bigger
Nebraska's-
than 24.7.
Once again, he's a history teacher, not a math teacher. Don't be too mean to him. But once again,
But what I'm looking up is the food or fiber systems total estimated. Oh, I guess it's got fiber too, but estimated.
Yeah, you're looking up cotton. You want to talk about cotton? There's a whole problem with cotton. We won't get into that. The North stays out of that fight.
all I'm saying
So how about
is,
that?
All I'm saying is looking at the two farmers side by side,
Nebraska.
The Texan's gone through more adversity in his life.
And Nebraska's a better farmer. You want to put the worst farmer in there?
No,
all he knows is dig oil and complain about border.
I want to put the guy that has calloused hands that's worked his whole life, buddy.
When you're driving through Texas, you don't say, "Oh, look at all these farms! Look at all these farms!" You just say, "Look at all this wasteland! Look at all this oil derricks."
And there's still a guy there.
You know what you say when you drive through Nebraska? Corn, cow, corn. Nebraska by a mile. It's Nebraska by a billion. It's $1 billion GDP difference. Nebraska by a billion.
Somebody else on this podcast for 5 seconds.
I'm going to go with Texas because they grow more than one crop, and also because Texas is a superior state to Nebraska.
Diversity.
I've never heard about an immigration problem in Nebraska.
Andrew?
Because nobody wants to live in Nebraska.
Point. That's a good
What are you
point.
talking about? There's nothing that borders Nebraska. They can't immigrate to Nebraska because nothing. It's landlocked. What are you talking about?
$1 billion more.
You're insane.
Smaller state. $1 billion more. Try harder. Try harder. You have so much land and you're still not good at the game. When you get good at the game, we'll talk. We'll talk when they get better at the game.
I'm dealing with 130 degrees heat, and you think I can just grow corn all day? I'm sorry that we don't have the perfect weather for growing garbage. Screw you. Nobody even likes corn, dude.
Everybody likes corn.
No, they don't.
What are you drinking right now? What are you drinking right now?
What am I drinking? Nothing. I'm yelling. I'm drinking hatred because I hate you.
What do you have? I want you to walk to your fridge, and I want to see all that corn syrup in there. All that corn syrup. Yeah, you like corn. You like corn, beard boy.
Please.
I don't know. You guys are both making good arguments here. This is.
Well, you're the
this is tough.
tiebreaker.
No, he's not. It's either he chooses Texas or he ties it up, and then we have to freaking phone a friend.
That's fine. We can argue more.
And I don't want to argue more. I want to eat dinner.
The argument was whoever has the most, whoever sells the most.
But that's not technically the argument here. It's who's going to win in a fight. Is it a guy from Nebraska, or who wears corn on his head, who hasn't known anything good?
I don't know. Some of those corn-fed boys. I mean, they're big old dudes.
I will agree. Corn-fed boys are good. However,
okay,
they don't know adversity.
No. Hold on. Andrew, if you pick Nebraska, you're siding with the Big Ten over the SEC, and you're just siding with the enemy. So do whatever you want to do. But
Andrew, you better put this right now, or I'll make your night hell. Just want to let you know that.
Andrew,
I'm not going to be bullied by both sides here.
All I'm saying, Andrew, personally, I don't believe in what James said, and I also definitely do not believe in what Austin would like to do. What I am saying here is, I think at the end of the day, we all know a Texan man who can withstand the heat and has worked every day, hands and knees in the dust, to try to make something for this agricultural system and make it still work, is a lot better of a man and a better fighter, in my opinion, pound for pound, than some loser that grows corn. That's all I have to say.
I want you to say that to a corn farmer. I want you to look at your food.
He sits in a John Deere all day. I don't care.
How much of your food is provided to you by the Midwest, and you're over here?
He's 400 pounds sitting in a Massey all day, driving up and down. I don't give a crap. The Texan's a strong man out there working hands and knees in the dust and dirt to make something. Are you kidding me? In my opinion, there's no debate here. There is no debate here. And you're going to bring up immigration as if this is NPR.
It's Nebraska by
talk
$1
about
billion.
Immigration. This isn't
Nebraska
NPR.
by $1 billion.
I think
$1
Jared
billion.
convinced me. I got to go Texas.
Boom.
Boom.
I got to go Texas.
Easy.
Oh, what do you know? The Big Ten loses the SEC again, just like Bull.
Wow, it's almost like I'm in an argument with 3 people from Tennessee.
What does that have to do with anything? I don't watch basketball. I don't care about the SEC.
We could have let them be Mexico if we wanted to. We don't care about Texas.
I don't even like basketball. I don't care about the SEC. I don't give a crap. There's no allegiance here. I'm being strictly factual with you. Next round, dude. Move on.
Good old Texas.
Well, I personally think the Badgers beat the Dukes, but we could bully Austin here and just move the Dukes on.
I already moved it through. Let's go to the Dukes,
the
Blue Devils,
Dukes.
and the Catamounts. We already eliminated one set of Dukes.
Okay,
Gotta keep the other set.
I'm sorry. I thought this was the Duke Blue Devils. My fault.
No, now we have Duke.
Now we're on the Duke Blue Devils.
Okay.
Against the Vermont Catamounts, which is another large cat. but like
cats in the bracket.
there
They
is.
really are.
But again, we're dealing with Satan. So until we get to somebody who like can pray the devil away, I think that
Yeah, he moves on.
yeah.
He moves on.
Are we gonna get to the? I hope this farmer can take him out.
I just want Austin to be arguing like the devil's great. He's awesome. What are you talking about? Of course he's gonna destroy the farmer.
Wait,
All right, so now we have a Red Raider against.
wait,
Wolf
didn't you
Pack.
say the Devils were going on?
Oh, what did I type?
Catamounts?
Catamounts.
As much as I want to see Duke eliminated, but
Yeah, my
um,
brain-
now we
Here
have,
we are with the UNC.
well, yeah, I don't like them, but like I just said that they have to move on because they're Satan, and this isn't a sentient being that it's dealing with. So Texas Tech Red Raiders against the NC State Wolfpack. So we have a bunch of wolves against like a dude who's wielding double pistols.
Not a dude, a bunch of dudes.
Bunch of dudes. It is the
Raiders.
Raiders.
Okay, Red
There's
Raiders.
multiple.
Personally,
I
I
take
get-
guys with guns.
personally, Colgate, the Raiders there, way better. So I'm fine with the Wolfpack moving on personally. But I don't want it to come back and bite me in the butt later on when I'm trying to argue for Colgate. So if I have to argue for the other set of Raiders, I'll argue for them right now.
Why are you looking up Colgate?
I'm just looking where they're from.
You realize
Well,
you're making
so-
my job editing so much harder.
Just keep it on there. It's fine.
I think that we have to go with consistency here and say that the Raiders are going to move on.
All right, I
Yep.
agree.
I was just looking at a further point because you were
Like-
saying that
like I
one
said-
state was better than another state's Raiders. So I was just seeing what state was better. So anything from New York. So if it was a New York farmer, would it be better than a Red Raider?
I don't farm in New York. That's
Yeah, what are you
industry.
talking about?
They actually do. They have a pretty big farming industry.
Well,
The
if
entire
you
upstate New
go-
York is a
that was-
giant
yeah,
farming
that is-
industry.
that
But
is fair.
Yeah,
That is
because
fair.
that's true, but they're also not a big farming state.
Guys, can we
Let's
move on?
be
It's,
honest.
this isn't even the argument that we're
Have
having
to
right now. Let's
agree.
move
This
on.
is an
I'm not
agricultural
getting into
stream
a
now.
regional, the way a regional economy runs because I know the history of the friggin' United States. So don't get off of me. I don't care how much time you spend
Agriculture's my
in Europe.
thing. All right, let's go.
All right, so the Wildcats against a big golden bear. It's a golden bear.
Yeah, move the bear on. I don't care.
Give me the Bears.
Then we have
around yet.
a gator against a buffalo.
I literally just watched a video the other day of a little girl screaming because they were on like a safari trip, and this big old gator just took this water buffalo and he just barrel rolled it into the water, and it was really
Yeah.
bloody
Yeah,
and
I
messy.
think-
So I'm
I
just
think
gonna
a-
do
I
that.
think a
It's a
gator's
gator.
gnarly. I
I'm
think
just
a
gonna
gator-
do that here.
I think
It
a
is.
gator's gnarly. I have no quandaries with that.
And then we have a hilltopper who's basically like a hillbilly against a golden eagle.
Shot.
I'll
It's
take-
done.
I'll take the
Yeah.
hillbilly.
Yeah, the hillbilly's taking down
Hillbilly's
the
an easy one.
eagle.
Not even defending the Wisconsin school. I don't even care. The hillbilly takes that.
Fair enough. All right,
That's
so
a
now we have
freaking train, dude.
It's not a train. It's
It's a train, dude.
Somebody who works on a train against a tiger.
It's a train. He's got a train
I'm
in
gonna
his
go
hand.
with the Tiger.
I'm gonna go with the tiger, but I could make
Yeah.
a case for the train guy if he's been shoveling coal.
He
all
has
his
access.
life.
That's it. Okay, so if you're giving everybody else their guns, that they have their guns they work with, right? You don't give the guy who has the train.
I don't.
Oh,
think...
let's see. What's easier to bring inside
The
of
train just comes
octagon?
right through the octagon. Just
No,
just
we're in a
boom,
stadium.
boom, tigers.
And the
Oh.
Boilermaker's dead too.
We can't do that. We can't.
Yo,
give
you
him
can
the
give them
train.
rest of them their horses and their weapons, but you can't give the guy who works with it. That's
We can't-
crazy.
We can't give a guy a 100-ton train to run through. Like we have to go in. We have
He
to
can have
go
some
in
coal
and lay
and
the
a
tracks
little
and everything.
stirring rod.
I'll give him
the
his
engine.
weapon. Actually, you know what? I'll give him his weapons. I'll give him a shovel. I'll give him hot coal, whatever he wants. I'll give him his weapons. I'm not giving him a train. That's like saying if we have the farmer from Texas, well, why don't you just give him a car? He'll just run over whatever. Give him a car. He's got a truck. Let him run
It's
it
not
over.
that.
He's
It's
got
not
a
that.
truck.
It's literally look up the logo for
No,
Purdue. It's literally a train.
I understand that, but
That's
it's
not the argument, though.
It's not the argument. It's not the argument. I'm just saying if we're gonna introduce vehicles into it, well then when the Crimson Tide is taking on a farmer, the farmer's gonna get in his truck and drive away for a little while. I
In
don't
an octagon. I'm saying the
So
train
just
just comes
sitting his-
through the octagon.
No.
It's
I
the
can't.
Tigers have moved on. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I can't do
Already
All
that.
right,
moved
now
it.
we have another. This one sucks too. Another Aggie against a frog, which is basically a lizard.
What's better, a Texas Aggie or a Utah Aggie?
A Texas Aggie.
What is an
Is
Aggie?
Is it because is it because he's Mormon?
Stop. We can't do that whole bit again. Like 5 minutes
Right,
of
now
this
we-
podcast are cut out because of that. It's just
Now we have
Move on.
a bulldog versus a cowboy, and like,
cowboy every day.
yeah,
Honestly, I just say leave it all in. Let this one be a raw one.
I don't think we can do that. If Mr. White wasn't a teacher, maybe.
yeah, we can't do that. All right,
I have
so
a wedding to edit.
a Jayhawk versus
Oh no, internet.
Uh-oh.
What'd you say?
Um,
Go ahead.
a Jayhawk versus a bulldog.
What is a Jayhawk?
It's just a
it's
bird.
It's a stupid looking bird. If you look up their mascot, it's the dumbest looking bird you've ever seen in your life.
It's not just
It never
like a
knows how to
hawk?
play defense though, so we're going Bulldogs.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Yeah,
bulldogs.
I'm fine with Bulldogs on that
Oh,
one
I
too.
get you. Yeah.
Then we have a gamecock, which is like a rooster that's trained to fight against a duck.
Rooster
And
Shady
Austin's already
That's
tried to
scrappy,
argue
dude.
for the. Austin tried to argue for the duck. It is literally the bird that it was trained to fight.
Yeah,
Ducks
I
are
mean,
scrappy though, bro.
I agree. Ducks are scary and scrappy, but if we're going solely based off of like a dog that Michael Vick's trained and a dog that's just like walking down the street, Vic dog's gonna take it. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Fair enough.
Fair
That's the only
point.
thing I know about sports.
Then we have Big Dog. Then we have the Blue Jays against the Zips. And like with the Zips, it's just like it's confusing because we don't know what a zip is, and the thing that we could default to is that their mascot is a kangaroo. So do we go with
Why I have a tab open, how big of a gun do you need to kill a kangaroo? Not because I'm trying to figure out how to murder a kangaroo, people.
Yeah, he was doing research.
I mean, kangaroos are mean though, but
Yeah,
They
they're
are.
jacked sometimes too.
yeah, but a
That's
kangaroo
what I'm saying.
they back down pretty quick though is the problem. Like, have you seen that one video of that the kangaroo had that dude's dog like in a headlock?
In a headlock, yeah,
and the
he
dude just like
sucker
punched him
it.
twice, and the kangaroo dropped the dog and ran off.
But he looked like
Hey.
I feel like the fight and flight response within the kangaroo is more so like, oh, I'm in there. Oh, I got a couple of shots back on me. I'm good.
But I will say the top result when you do Google how big of a gun do I need to kill a kangaroo is a choral response to a forum, and a guy goes, I think a 308 would do adequately.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, it probably would. And then he goes, but a 223 is probably better because it's semi-auto, and sometimes they take more than one round. So
Fair as well.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
223 is pretty easily accessible in the South, so
it is. Yeah,
Kangaroos
but
aren't,
yeah,
though.
it was a needed Google, and I'm gonna have
All right.
the ATF at my door.
it's a fair.
All right,
Google.
let's move on. Texas Longhorn is going to stomp on a ram.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'll let it go.
Its horns are bigger. David Crockett's going to kill a peacock. There's no need
Davy
to argue with
Crockett.
He's a shooter.
it. He is. We already
He's a shooter.
established he's a shooter. He's going to shoot a peacock. Peacock, yeah, easy money for Davy. All right, so now we have a husky versus an owl. And this one is a little bit tricky because I didn't see the owls being here to begin with. But I feel like I don't know.
He's got that dog in him.
Literally.
It's one of those things again where like I think the owl maybe doesn't win this one because a dog will see something like a car going by and it'll chase it and it won't stop until it gets at least some kind of satisfaction. If it sees
Right.
that owl doing this, the dog's not going to get tired. It's going to just keep going after it. It's not like the cat. The cats are lazy. They want to lay down. So I'm good with the wolves.
All
This
right.
next one's easy.
Yeah, dragon's going to incinerate a tiger.
Yeah, dragon's going to be hard to beat this year. Really, it's a tough one.
Unless we come across a bunch of knights, which I don't think any of those are available. So
Yeah,
There is a Lancer on the other side of the bracket.
there is a
A
lancer on the
Lancer-
other side, though, which
that-
is a knight.
I
That
might
could
try
be
to
live.
argue for the Lancer to move through just to see that round happen.
It
I
would be
mean,
it
a
would be the
Lancer could be.
championship.
He could be a blessed knight. Like, maybe he's got like a holy sword. Take out
Well,
the
I feel
devil.
like
most
he
Lancers
definitely
were
does.
most
We're
Lancers
reaching.
were blessed knights, man. I mean,
All of a sudden
True.
he pops out and he goes, "How did he get the Purdue Boilermakers train?" And the train just comes through and takes out the devil, and the knight's standing there. He's like, "Oh my god, I didn't expect this."
All right, so now we have a cougar against a Native American with questionable morals. So I guess we got to move the Native American on.
yeah, I agree.
No does not mean no to this tribe.
All right, now we have the Cougars and the Cyclones. Cyclones.
Yeah, Cyclones. I hate to like try to make an argument against the natural disasters, but it's
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do.
All right,
This one.
Jared, your time has come. The Spartans are going to murder the Tar Heels without question.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Good.
Again, I don't get why they moved on, but it is what it is. I mean,
Because the Seahawk isn't real.
because the host of the podcast is a UNC fan, but yeah, it's okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
So now we have a Gaelic person against a big, huge wave.
Huge wave.
Let's go huge wave.
Huge wave.
Then we have a tiger versus a raider, and tiger already beat a bear, or the raider already beat a bear, so I think that the raider's probably going to beat a tiger.
Raiders got to go, man. I mean, he's got to move on. Colgate is winning the national championship this year. I don't even know if they're still playing.
No, they haven't played yet, so who knows?
Cool.
They play tomorrow.
They win. They clear.
That would ruin Andrew's bracket, so that'd be pretty funny. So then we have a wolf pack against a wildcat. The Wildcats. Dog versus cat. It's a wolf pack.
Easy one. Yeah.
It's tough. I'll go with whatever decision you guys end up making.
That's just a tough matchup. You don't like those roles for a team, you know.
I mean, that's to me right there. That's as close to 50-50 as we're gonna get in this bracket, personally.
Yeah, I think that the wolf pack moves on though.
Yeah, that's as close to.
Finally, I get to see this farmer get freaking skewered.
Yeah, farmer gets skewered by a blessed knight. Move on the blessed
You
knight.
know, now I hate that I fought for the knight to be blessed.
Well, he's blessed, so Lancers bless God. Oh no. Well, I think a devil's gonna kill a badger too, but the devil's got another thing coming for him in the next round.
He didn't see it coming. They jumped from this round to that round. They got God somewhere in between. I don't know.
True.
He
Okay,
was feeling really good about himself for those first 2 rounds, though.
he was. Then we have another set of Raiders against another bear, and if we want to be consistent,
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders got to move on.
yeah. Then we have a
this is
gator.
some Florida stuff, man.
Yeah, so now we have a gator versus a hillbilly.
I think you got to take Florida, man. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I
I
mean,
think you have to take the hillbilly.
I
Yeah,
think the
it's the
hillbillies-
hillbilly.
I think
Dude,
they're
I just
inhabiting-
watched. Oh, you ever
He
see
lives
those
for that.
TikToks? You see those TikToks of the guy who just walks around the Florida Everglades and he just pets like alligators
Yeah.
and stuff, and then he goes, "Ooh, look at this little animal, yoink!" And he just like yoink, and he just picks up all these poisonous animals and he's just walking around with them in his hands, just yoink.
I think the Florida man, if we're going with hillbilly as Florida man, I think it's gonna be another.
Yeah, the hillbilly's moving on. It might be worse because it's a Western Kentucky hill man, so he's terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying.
All right, so now we have a
Knows
tiger
English.
against a tiger against another farmer, and I think the farmers are going to fall again.
Agreed.
And
So,
somehow this
I think that is our farthest cat. I think that is.
Yeah.
If we're staying consistent there.
somehow this cowboy is going against another bulldog, and he's already killed one, so he's going to kill another one.
Don't worry,
he
they'll
still, has,
choke.
he still has 4 shots left in his revolver, man. He's good to go.
Now we have
Count that off. He's at 4 left.
a pissed off trained fighting chicken against the kangaroo.
Dude, this is a boxing match, so they're
Yeah, I
throwing
mean,
down.
I think the kangaroo's gonna end up taking it though. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's a
I
kangaroo.
mean, does the Gamecock have a 308 or a 223?
no, it does not. I don't think it can.
No.
I don't think it can hold one personally. I think you
Then
can maybe
we're-
train it to hold a 9, but the 308.
Then we're good here.
No way.
I like that you put Caitlin Clark in for Tennessee. And again, I'll say without Tennessee and their volunteers, Texas would be Mexico. So go ahead and move the volunteers on too.
It's pretty fair.
Now we're
we
moving.
did a lot into Alamo.
Yeah. Now we're moving on. So now we have a husky versus a dragon, and as much as I love dogs, it's going to be burnt to a crisp.
Dragons.
It's done. It's done. Yeah, move on.
I think a dragon can take on for this next round. Now we have a Native American and a cyclone.
No means no.
I think no finally means no here.
Yeah, I think they get stopped here easily by the cyclone.
Yeah.
Good work, Cyclones. We support that.
Yeah. Would have been
All
nice
right,
to see him go earlier.
Now facts. Now we have some Spartans against a wave.
Can they just put up their shield to make?
They
like
just stand
Like,
together,
they
you
can
know.
hide in
they're-
like a canyon. They can hide in a canyon.
Yeah, they can make a
In
fake
their
horse.
phalanx?
Hey, wait, we're just adding the canyon? I thought this was a cage match.
Okay, well,
I
they're gonna
think-
put their
They can make a
shields up.
barricade. They put up
yeah.
a dam with their shields.
I
You
think
know.
Andrew's making a fair point here. I think that we have enough Spartans here. They can build a barricade with shields, and
They
all
can
of
build
them
a wall.
withstand. And after it comes through once, there's gonna still be Spartans standing. Because at the end of the day, it's really just water.
Yeah, go Spartans.
Go
Sparty
Spartans.
on.
I'm not
I
scared.
love
of
how our
water.
arguments change
We're-
constantly.
I'm not scared of water. I'm scared of a Spartan, though. I'll tell you that much.
I would rather see a wave than a Spartan.
Yeah, right.
I agree. So now we have the Raider against the Wolf Pack, and he's
Raiders.
killed a bear and he's killed a tiger, so I think he can probably handle a Wolf Pack.
Yeah, I think he just sits on top.
Raiders Spartans is kind of a wild matchup. I like that.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Finally, the Lancer is going to pray the Blue Devils away. So go
Does
ahead.
does he lose God along the way though? Does
I
that
think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I think that he's now just a Lancer now. Yeah, I think that
he used his God up? Like God's like, all right, I did that one. I'm out now.
he's like, I'm obviously going to help you fight the devil, but like now you have to fight your own
He
battles.
said
I
that
still
he's-
love you.
He's
but-
still with him, but only in
No.
spirit. He's done now.
Lancers minus God.
All right, now it's just the Lancers again. So now we have the Raiders against a hillbilly, and I think the hillbilly doesn't really stand a chance against an actual regiment.
Yeah, no. I
So
There's 2 Raiders in the Elite 8. That's crazy.
there is
I care
now we
more
have-
about Colgate, though, just so everyone knows.
Tigers, and the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
How many
I don't-
shots to take on the Tiger though? We said he had 4 bullets left.
Let me be honest too. A cowboy's
Yeah.
never seen a lion or a tiger. Excuse
Yeah.
me. You know he knows bear, deer, maybe a mountain lion or cougar. Maybe you could make that argument for me, but tiger, different animal, completely different
Yeah.
animal. I think
And
the
also-
tiger clears.
And also, the Tiger just took out an Aggie, which is a native Texan. And I know that these Cowboys are from McNeese State, but like, I don't think that I don't think he's got the firepower to take the Tiger down.
He's only got 4 bullets left, right?
Yeah, he's only
Yeah.
got 4 bullets left in his revolver. Unless he's one of the better shots ever seen, I don't think it happens.
Yeah.
357's a heck of an ammo though, but I just don't see it happening.
I also think David Crockett is going to shoot this kangaroo right in the face.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
what
think
type of gun did Crockett use?
musket.
Was that a 308? Was it a 223?
Dude, I
He's
think
got-
it
but-
was.
but-
I think it was put a marble in that thing and enough gunpowder that it goes a little bit and creates a hole either in you or someone else. I don't think it matters 222, 223, or 308. I think
Just pointing it out.
if
I'm
we're-
just pointing it out.
I'm just
Dude,
pointing out
are-
if we're
I'm
talking
just saying-
caliber here, doesn't matter. Crockett's been reloading that musket since last round. He steps in the cage, loaded, ready to go. Kangaroo's
You're
out.
compensated. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying that he, like, if a kangaroo is going to run away from a man punching them in the face, I think they're going to run away from getting shot.
I think even the sound
Yeah.
would startle the kangaroo, personally. Like, even if he misses the first shot, he has enough time to reload the musket for the second one.
And now we have a dragon versus a cyclone, and dragons can fly.
Yeah, I think the dragon's just not going to be bothered by the cyclone.
I don't think a cyclone means anything to a dragon. So,
I think if anything, it kind of makes him better. He kind of just like flies around.
I
with
think
the
that's-
cyclone,
that's a nightmare matchup for the cyclone.
for sure.
So, yeah.
That's terrible. I mean, it was almost like the Lancer gaining God coming out of the Sweet
Yeah.
going into the
I
Sweet
agree.
16.
So now we have the Spartans against the Raiders.
It's a tough one. opening.
I'm going Spartans here. I
Opening
think.
arguments.
I kind of lean Spartans here. They're
Leaning
very
Spartans. You have to have a. We'll give you the floor. You have a minute on the floor to convince us, but right now you need to at least get one of us.
Here's the problem. All right. You got a sword. I don't give a crap about your sword, okay? Raiders, when I think Raiders, folks, I want you to think Oakland. I want you to think...
They're in Vegas now.
I want you to think this is a bad area. This is not an area you want to wait on your bus. This is not an area you want to wait on your Uber, because a Raider will come out of that alleyway with 10 other Raiders with him, and whether you see it or not, they're packing, all right? So if you have a Spartan, it's just a little guy with a frou-frou little, suit of armor on. Okay, the armor,
suit of armor is crazy.
The armor was made to withstand arrows and swords. It was not made to withstand a MAC-10, a Tech 9, a Draco.
I don't think Raiders have those though.
Yeah,
like if you think Oakland Raiders, they're more like pirates. Like they're like raiding ships.
Okay,
and
well,
stuff.
if we're going
like pistols and like swords.
Even then, pistols versus swords. I'll stand back here. You have a sword. Let's see who hits who first, man. You know what I'm saying? It's. In my
I don't think you got a point. They got shields. Like they stand in a line. You're shooting. Tong 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 tong.
Yeah.
If it's 3v1 here, I got a lot of my arguing out earlier. I'll be honest. I'm kind of losing steam.
All right, that's fair enough. Let's just move
We'll
the Spartan on.
We'll move the Spartan on. All right.
I brought him as far as I could, and then they went far this year. So
they did well. So now we have the Lancers against the Raiders.
Well, I mean, Lancer has to move on, right? If we're staying consistent here.
Yeah. It's fairly similar there. The Lancers are.
Can we have the Lancer move on, but he gains the power of love? Is that possible? Is that possible at all?
All right. We have David Crockett against a Tiger.
Okay.
He killed a bear at the age of 3. Just saying.
Yeah, tigers move really fast, though, bro.
They do.
Yeah, but they don't outrun bullets. So.
Yeah, but have you ever shot a musket?
I haven't, but it's not me. It's Davy Crockett. So.
But did he actually kill a bear at the age of 3?
What the song says.
Okay.
Are we trusting songs now?
Yeah.
Plus, I want you guys to know when you Google a Lancer,
this isn't even real.
This is what you get. This is
so
a
if you're going
Lancer
with
for you
the
guys.
Tiger,
Just
I
so
think
you know.
This is the David Crockett that killed a bear at the age of 3.
I don't think that happened.
I
don't think dragons are real.
You overcompensate this guy. Let the tiger win.
I think
Let the tiger win is crazy. Sounds to me like you're hating for no reason.
Got one shot with a musket in a cage, and that tiger's gonna him up.
Yeah, one shot.
One
with
shot's
a
all you need when you're Davy Crockett, buddy.
Well, I'm just telling you.
It's not even enough to take down the tiger, let alone to freaking. You're gonna wound it. You just pissed it off. Now you're sitting there.
That was a crazy movement to do on live television. That was nuts. That's a crazy movement.
Crockett also had a hatchet. He killed people with hatchets. And I'm just saying that you might as well guarantee the Tigers a spot in the finals with this, because Crockett's technology is better than that of a medieval knight.
Why are you glazing?
I don't know if you've checked the bracket. Have you checked the bracket recently?
What's up with the glazing? I don't get this. Last year I fought for Crockett, now I'm out. I think the Tiger clears Crockett.
I don't know if you noticed what I've already added to the Lancers.
Love.
Guns from Oakland.
I think, me personally, I think the Tiger clears Crockett.
I just think that we're adding things to others. We're losing consistency here, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
You win some, you lose some.
But you had Raiders.
And
you had Raiders kill.
Right
you had
there,
Raiders beat a Tiger though.
Yeah, there was multiple of them. Davy Crockett's one guy, and
well, it's the Volunteers, so it's Crockett leading a group of Volunteers.
Okay, is it the Volunteers or is it Davy Crockett, bro?
Yep.
You cannot.
He is the main volunteer.
You cannot make it be what you want to be, because every round you've said Davy Crockett, Davy Crockett, Davy Crockett. Now when I'm saying
because he was the most well-known volunteer.
I understand, but now you're saying, oh, there's multiple. Don't worry. No. Because before you never said that. It was just Davy Crockett.
Okay. Anyway, the thing is, you can't move the Tigers on because it's a tie. So go ahead and call Jordan. One of you call Jordan, and just
Doesn't matter. Lancer's beating it because I want to have this Lancer's Dragon argument, so it doesn't matter.
Fine. That's fine.
Hang on.
But
I'll call him. He won't answer me, but I'll call him.
Call him and just say, no context. Just say Tiger or David Crockett.
And he'll say, "Oh, David Crockett, because I'm from Tennessee."
He doesn't even like Tennessee.
His phone's off. Phone is off. Oh my god, I doxed his phone number on the stream.
Wait, no, is that his new number? Is that the 615 number?
It is his new number.
Well, piss.
Because he texted me on it and said,
"All right, no, I'm gonna be 100% honest with this.
Let's flip a coin. Jared,
I don't have
Jared,
a coin.
you flip the coin,
wait.
Hang on.
and Jared calls it in the air.
No, wait a minute. I'll let Jared call it. I'm doing it on my computer, and I will show you what it says.
No, I will put it on my screen, so it's recording.
No, let me do it. I'm going to show it to you. I'll flip it on the screen if you'd like me to. But
That works. I think he was just doing it for editing purposes. He was going to have it up. Yeah.
Okay, don't worry. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Tails.
It's tails.
All right.
Tigers.
Tigers move on. I said Lions.
Tiger moves on. That's
Tiger
fine. That's
5 billion. All right.
All right. So the matchup of the century is but a round away. So we have a Spartan against a dragon. Yeah, I think it's a dragon.
Yeah, I'm thinking Game of Thrones era, and I like where I'm at in Game of Thrones. They don't really know what to do against the dragons. Everybody just kind of bows down to them. So.
Yeah, kind of
fair enough.
Dracarys is kind of unbeatable, you know? You just really can't beat that.
Dracarys, thank you. The Lancers are moving on
No,
because
Dracarys is what the Uper version is, you know? That's like, if it was up here, you know, that's how we would say it.
that's not the North that remembers.
No.
All right, so the Lancers move on. So now we have a dragon versus a Lancer. With that said, though, just to kind of go with what Jared just said, in Game of Thrones, they don't really know what to do with the dragon. And Jared, how far are you in Game of Thrones?
Like season 5, I think. So please don't spoil anything for me.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But knowing what I know about Game of Thrones,
why can't I think what the thing?
They don't have anything that's really. I don't think they can have anything that can help them beat a dragon.
Why can't I think of that thing is called?
No, I think like I don't know. I think the dragon clears. I mean, it's the Lancer has love now, but I still don't see it. I don't see it. Dragon.
I was trying to think of that.
Love now.
Guys, you know what? I think this year we've stumbled onto something too, because how do you beat a hurricane?
A dragon.
A dragon. So
That's
your 2024 A2J2 Mascotology champion is the UAB Blazers. The Dragons take the title.
Finally, something to clear all of these natural disasters.
The hero we didn't know we needed. The hero we didn't deserve, but we got the hero that we needed.
I think we deserved it.
So, fair enough. After the domination by the natural disasters last year, it's what we needed. So, for all of you all who have listened to this absolute nonsense for the last hour or so, we appreciate you. Jared, I'm sorry you have to edit this podcast. I didn't say anything out of pocket.
Yeah, it's an hour-long recording, probably going to get cut down to like 30 minutes.
Fair enough.
That's how.
But me personally, I think it's about time for dinner. And it's good to do this again, and hopefully we can, do some more of this. Maybe we got another mock draft coming up here in the near future. That would be fun. So, thanks for joining us. Sorry for our lack of ability to provide constant content, but we're trying. We're doing the best we can. So, enjoy this one. Hope that March Madness treats everybody very well, and go Heels, go Vols, go Birds.
I hope all of your brackets get busted.
Thanks, dude.